Dylanwang and Shen Yue discuss Yu Menglong's shocking fall. What they revealed left fans speechless. It was a quiet afternoon in Beijing's entertainment district. Reporters were gathered for what was supposed to be a lighthearted press day. But when Dylanwang and Shen Yue sat down for their interview, the air in the room shifted. Because for the first time since that tragic night, two of Yu Menglong's closest friends decided to speak. And what they revealed left everyone speechless. Hold on tight, K-drama family, because this journey is only just beginning. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The revelations, the emotions, the moments that will change everything. The fall of Yu Menglong remains one of the darkest moments in Chinese entertainment history. A night that began with laughter ended in chaos and blood. 11 suspects now face trial, but questions remain unanswered. What really happened? Why was Yu Menglong targeted? And what did he know before it all went wrong? For weeks, silence ruled the industry. No one dared to speak, until now. When Dylanwang began to talk, his usual confidence was gone. His voice was steady, but his hands trembled. He said quietly, Yu Menglong wasn't just a colleague. He was family. Then he paused, long enough for the silence to hurt. He continued, saying that just 2 days before the incident, Yu Menglong had been full of energy. He told Dylan he was working on something important. Something that, in his words, would change everything. Dylan's eyes darkened. He didn't elaborate. He only said this. I just hope the truth doesn't die with him. Those words hung in the air like a storm waiting to break. When Shen Yue spoke, she couldn't hold back her tears. Her voice cracked as she remembered their last phone call. She said he sounded frightened. He told her, I think they're watching me. The studio fell silent. No one moved. Reporters froze. Those 5 words, they're watching me, changed everything. Because suddenly, this wasn't just a tragedy. It was a mystery. A warning. A cry for help that no one heard in time. Social media erupted. Fans flooded every platform with disbelief and rage. The hashtag #TheyRewatchingMe exploded across the internet. People demanded answers. Who was watching him? And why did he think his life was in danger? Even celebrities began to react. Xiao Zhan wrote that the truth will come, it always does. Wang Yibo posted a candle with a simple caption, for Menglong. It became more than a trending topic. It became a movement, a global cry for justice. Hours later, investigators released a statement. They confirmed they were reviewing the claims made by Dylan and Shen Yue. But for fans, that wasn't enough. They wanted action. They wanted to know what Yu Menglong had discovered before that night. Outside the studio, hundreds gathered with flowers and candles. One banner read, If he said they were watching him, we believe him. 2 days later, Dylan and Shen Yue were seen together at the Riverside Memorial, a place Yu Menglong had often visited to clear his mind. There were no cameras, no stylists, no press teams. Just 2 friends kneeling in silence by the water. The wind was cold. The candles flickered. They whispered something only the night could hear. Dylan laid down a white rose and said softly, You'll get justice, brother. Shen Yue's voice trembled as she replied, And we'll tell your story. Every part of it. As dawn broke over Beijing, the city glowed with thousands of tiny lights. Fans around the world joined in a synchronized candle vigil. They called it the Menglong Promise. It was more than remembrance. It was a vow to keep fighting for the truth, to keep asking questions, and to never let his story fade. Because sometimes silence hides what people are too afraid to say aloud. And in Yu Menglong's case, his silence might be the key to uncovering everything he tried to protect. The night they returned. It was nearly midnight when Dylan and Shen Yue arrived at Yu Menglong's apartment. No cameras. No reporters. Just 2 friends stepping into a home frozen in time. His shoes were still by the door. A half-empty mug sat cold on the counter. The faint scent of his cologne lingered in the air, haunting, human, familiar. Neither of them spoke. They just stood there, letting the silence breathe. Finally, Shen Yue whispered. He said they were watching him. Maybe he left something for us to find. Dylan nodded. His jaw tightened as he began to search. Every drawer, every shelf, every corner. He was looking for anything, a clue, a note, a reason. Minutes turned into hours. And then something happened. The discovery. Behind a bookshelf, Dylan noticed something odd, a small section of wood that looked slightly out of place. He pressed against it. It shifted. Inside, hidden beneath a false panel, was a small metal box, plain, dusty, and locked. He broke the lock with a screwdriver from the kitchen. Inside the box was a single black USB drive and a folded note. The note read only 5 words, scrawled in Yu Menglong's unmistakable handwriting. If you see this, run. The video. They didn't wait. They plugged the USB into Yu Menglong's old laptop. The screen flickered, and then a video appeared. Yu Menglong was sitting at his desk, eyes tired, face pale. He looked like a man carrying a weight too heavy to bear. He began to speak slowly. His voice was low, steady, but filled with fear. If you're watching this, it means I couldn't stop it. I've been followed for weeks. I don't know who they are, but I know what they want. I found something. Something about money, power, and people we thought we could trust. He paused, taking a shaky breath. They told me to stay quiet. But if I disappear, I want someone to know the truth. Don't trust anyone from the production company. Not the investors. Not the handlers. They're all part of it. The screen glitched. Static filled the air. Then his voice returned, weaker this time.
Dylan. Shen Yue.
If you find this, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to drag you in.
But promise me, tell them what they did. The video ended. The room fell silent. Shen Yue was shaking. Dylan sat frozen, his fists clenched, his breath heavy. He whispered. He knew. He knew this was going to happen. The secret they were never meant to see. Inside the USB were several encrypted folders, files labeled with names, dates, and numbers that didn't make sense at first. But one folder stood out. It was named Project H Final Edit. When they opened it, they saw a list of payments, documents, and contracts connecting several major entertainment executives to offshore accounts and to a secret production company tied to government-backed funding. It was clear now. Yu Menglong had uncovered something massive. Something that could destroy reputations, or worse. Dylan looked at Shen Yue. Her voice trembled. This is why they silenced him. A dangerous truth. By morning, Dylan and Shen Yue handed the USB to a trusted journalist, one of the few who had covered Yu Menglong's case with integrity. But hours later, that journalist vanished. Her office was found ransacked. The USB was gone. The media never reported it. The police called it a misunderstanding. But Dylan and Shen Yue knew better. They went into hiding for several days, avoiding public appearances. No statements. No posts. Only silence. Until one night, Dylan broke it. He went live on social media, no warning, no filters, no script. His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with anger. You can erase files. You can silence people. But you can't kill the truth. He didn't fall by accident. He fell because he was brave. That single broadcast lasted less than 5 minutes before being abruptly cut off. But in that moment, the world heard him. And once the world hears something like that, it can't unhear it. The world reacts. Within hours, fans launched an international campaign. #Justice for Yu Menglong trended worldwide. Thousands marched with candles, holding signs that read, "The truth doesn't die." Everywhere, people began connecting the dots. The silence from the networks, the missing journalist, the closed-door investigations. Something darker was at play. But in the middle of it all, one truth shone brighter than fear. Yu Menglong had tried to protect everyone by exposing the system that betrayed him. And now his friends had picked up the torch he left behind. The legacy continues. Weeks later, an anonymous source leaked the missing USB files online. The contents were shocking. Names, contracts, secret payments, proof of manipulation, blackmail, and exploitation at the highest levels of the industry. The world finally saw what Yu Menglong saw. the web that had been spun beneath the surface of fame. As investigations reopened, Wang and Shen Yue remained silent, refusing interviews. They didn't need to speak, because now Yu Menglong's voice spoke louder than ever. The video he recorded, once hidden, now shared across the world, ends with his final words. If you're watching this, that means I'm gone. But don't let fear win. They can take my voice, but they can't take the truth. And as the screen fades to black, his words linger, haunting, powerful, eternal. Truth always finds its way home.